Assalamu'alaikum everyone. Introduce us from Group 4. Here we will discuss about inequalities to fulfill our coursework, namely English for Mathematics 1. First of all, we would like to introduce our group members first, so that you know who is planning the material. Okay, my name is Ardian Syahputra with student ID number 20061030200006, and my friend's name is Sidratun Nisa with student ID number 200610302003H. Okay, without further ado, now let's go straight to the main topic of discussion. Well, before continuing the discussion, we must first know what an inequality is. Definition in mathematics: an equality is a relation which makes a non-equal comparison between two numbers or other mathematical expressions. It is used most often to compare two numbers on the number line by their size. Then it would be nice if we should know what notation is used for this inequality. The first, there is not equal. For example, 2 not equal 1. Second, there is greater than. For example, 3 greater than 2. And for the third, there is greater than or equal. For example, 3 greater than or equal to. And the next one is less than. For example, 2 less than 3. And the last one is less than or equal. For example, 2 less than or equal 3. Okay, after we know the notation of inequality, then we must know what are the properties of the inequality. The first one has converse. We take A and B from real numbers. And if A is less than or equal to B, and if B is greater than or equal to A, then it is equivalent. The second is transitivity. For A, B, C taken from real numbers, we get if A is less than or equal to B and B is less than or equal to C, it can be concluded that A is less than or equal to C. Then if A is less than or equal to B and B is less than C, then it can be concluded that A is less than C. After that, if A is less than B and B is less than or equal to C, then it can be concluded that A is less than C. Now, from what I have explained earlier, we can conclude that if we find the sign of both inequality is less than or equal to, then we can be sure that the sign of the inequality is less than or equal to. However, if we find that the sign of the inequality is different from the two, then it is certain that the final sign is only less than. And the sign of the inequality also applies to greater than, as well as greater than or equal to. For the next property, namely addition and subtraction, for A, B, and C taken from real numbers, we get if x is less than y, then if we add a to both sides, it will result in x plus a still less than y plus a. For the next one, if a is less than or equal to b, then if a plus c is still less than or equal to b plus c. And so is if a minus c is still less than or equal to b minus c. The last trial is multiplication and division. For E, B, and C taken from real numbers, we get if E is less than or equal to B and for C is greater than 0. If both sides are multiplied by C or divided by C, then we get that A times C is still less than or equal to B times C, and A is divided by C, then will still be less than or equal to B divided by C. And vice versa, if A is less than or equal to B and for c is less than 0. If both sides are multiplied by c or divided by c, then the obtained a times c will still be greater than or equal to b times c, and a is divided by c will still be greater than or equal to b divided by c. Now what are our steps to solve the inequality? The first step there is eliminate fraction. Multiplying all terms by the least common denominator of all fractions. For the next step is simplify. Combine like term on each side of the inequality. And the last step is add or subtract quantities. Add none on one side and the numbers on the other.
Okay, I will explain about linear inequalities. What is a linear inequalities? Linear inequalities are inequalities when two linear algebraic expressions are compared using the inequality symbol. Now, let's say we have a linear inequality 3x minus 4 less than 20. We can see that the expression on the left hand side, that is 3x minus 4, is in fact lesser than the number on the right hand side, which is 20. And how do you solve linear inequalities? The first step is simplify the inequality on both sides, on left hand side as well as right hand side, as per the rule of inequality. The second step is when the value is obtained, if the inequality is a strict inequality, the solution for x is less than or greater than the value obtained as defined in the equation. The last step is if the inequality is not a strict inequality, then the solution for x is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to the value obtained as defined in the equation. For example, we have a linear inequality 2x plus 3 greater than 7. We have 2x plus 3 on the left side and 7 on the right side. To solve this linear inequality, we will follow the below given step. The first step, we can simplify the inequality on both sides. Now we can see 2x on left side and 7 minus 3 on right side, and 7 minus 3 equal 4. Then we can divide by 2. Finally, the solution to this linear inequality is x greater than 2. And now I'm going to show you how to graph a one variable linear inequality. Let's consider the below example. Here we have a linear inequality 4x greater than negative 3x plus 21. The solution in this case is simple. We can use the first step, which is simplify the inequality on both sides. So we can see 4x plus 3x on left side and 21 on right side. 4x plus 3x equals 7x. And then we can divide by 7. Finally, the solution to this linear inequality is x greater than 3. This can be plotted on a number line like this. Any point lying on the blue part of the number line will satisfy this inequality. Note that in this case, we have drawn a hollow dot at point 3. This is indicate that 3 is not a part of the solution set. This is because the given has a strict inequality. As per the solution obtained, the blue part of the number line satisfies the inequality. Important note on linear inequalities. Here is a list of a few points that should be remembered while studying linear inequalities. The first, in the case of linear inequalities, some other relationship like less than or greater than exists between a left hand side and right hand side. The second is a linear inequality is called so due to the highest power of the variable being 1. And then less than and greater than are strict inequalities, while less than or equal to and greater than or equal to are not strict linear inequalities. Next, For every linear inequality which uses strict linear inequality, the value obtained for x is shown by a hollow dot. It is shown that the value obtained is good. Jelas, for every linear inequality which is not strict inequality, the value obtained for x is shown by a solid dot. It shows that the value obtained is good.
Okay, now we will study about absolute value inequalities. Actually, what is meant by absolute value inequality? So, an absolute value inequality is an inequality which involves an absolute value expression with variable. That is, an absolute value inequality can be one of the following form or can be converted to one of the following form. The first, absolute ax plus b is less than c. Second, absolute ax plus b is more than c. The third, absolute ax plus b is less than or equal to c. Finally, absolute ax plus b is greater than or equal to c. This is an important vocabulary to talk something about inequalities. You can memorize it and practice it right away, okay? Sorry if we have a lot of speech error. We also resign. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.